Hi everyone, it's Bev DeBono, and I have a really great technique that I'm very happy to show you. And it is a fold over page using a frame punch. Now tonight I'm going to be using the spider web frame punch to make a Halloween page. But Creative Memories has 10 frame punches or has come out with 10 frame punches. And you could use any of these frame punches in the technique that we're doing tonight. It's the technique stays the same, but the different frame punches will make it look different. So we have a petal frame, a Baroque frame, an arch border frame, geometric frame, snowflake frame, dollop arch frame, spider web frame, cloud frame, damask flourish frame, and pumpkin patch frame. And the reason they're called frame punches is because when you turn the punch over, the repeat on the punch, in other words, the space between where the punch actually punches, is exactly 2 inches. And with that 2 inches, excuse me, with that 2 inches, you're able to not just punch a straight punch going all the way down, such as this one, but you can make wonderful frames of varying sizes. Now, this is with the damask flourish, and these are different sizes of frames. I'll turn that over. This is a 4x6. And how you do that is you cut your paper in multiples of 2. And the reason for that is because the repeat is at the 2-inch mark. So this one here was a 4x12 sheet. This was a, I believe, 4x8. This is a 4x6, and this is a 4x4. And this particular grouping here was done with the damask flourish frame punch. So you can make a beautiful frame that goes all around your photos, use it as an embellishment piece or as a title bar right here, or one that can also go on the sides. So tonight I want to do a fold over page with this frame punch, this frame technique. And the same technique, this one happened to be with the spider web. This one was with the damask flourish. That's the one that's there. And this one was with the snowflake frame. Okay, so to get started, you want to select your frame punch, and then you want to select, you need a base paper. You need another paper that you're going to actually punch, and one that has a very big contrast. So when you fold over from where you're punching, you can actually see that it will pop through. And then you need another coordinating sheet to do your mats. Okay, so let's get started. Now we're going to punch first. So in a regular frame, in a regular punch to make a border, if we would punch this, we would just put our paper in right where the line is between the words Creative Memories. There's a little black line here, and you put your paper in where it says Creative Memories. We're not going to be using this technique tonight, but when you put it in there and then move it down and then match up your design onto the design that's on the shelf of the punch, this creates a nice border. But what we want to do tonight is make a frame. And so to make a frame, we're going to start that at a little bit of a different spot. Okay, so I'm going to just finish cutting that out. And with this particular spider web one, I just want to point out that look what you get as what you get on the pieces, the debris that comes out of the punch. And these are really cute to use. I clip these in half, and you get these a lot on some of these frame punches. I just clip those in half right there, and I have put them on the edges of mats as a decoration to make your framed corners, just like that. So it's like you're getting some additional pieces there. And that's just from the punch debris that comes out of some of the frame punches. Now with the snowflake one, you actually get snowflakes that come out of it, which is kind of fun. Okay, so we're not going to punch it that way because that's just going to give us a straight border. But what we're going to do is we are going to punch it. We're going to find the paper that we're going to use as our fold over. And we are going to insert it in your punch, not at this black line here. But let's look on the shelf of your punch. So this is the shelf. There is a black or a gray line on that shelf. Oh, I'm gonna hold it this way. You probably can see it better here. That black gray line right here on that shelf. And there's one on the right side and there's one on the left side. So to make a frame, we're going to insert our paper to where the edge goes to the line on the shelf. Okay, so let's put it on the line on the shelf. Okay, so we're putting our paper so that it extends past that punch. Oops, this way. It's extending past that punch on the line. Okay, and now I'm going to punch it only 4 times. 1, move it down, have your design match. So now you want your design on your paper to match the design that's on the shelf. Punch it again, that's 2. Let's punch it one more time, that's 3. And only one more time, that's 4. Okay, so, and then save if you're using some of it. See if you can cut some of these into little pieces to make your little frames. And if you can, you know, clip them and cut them and save them for your page. And now what we want to do is we want to take our paper and we want to take the piece here, the small, you have a little 1-inch piece on the one side of it. So we want to take the piece that's small and we want to turn it. I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so here was our piece that we cut. Flip it over. So now you have that little 1-inch piece back up at the top. And that edge of the 1-inch piece is what you're going to put on the black line on the shelf. Okay, so we're going to put the edge of that 1-inch piece on the black line on the shelf of the punch. And again, punch only 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Only 4 times. Okay. And remove your punch debris. Okay, so now we're left with a paper that looks like this. Let me put a white underneath it so you can see it better. All right, so we have sort of a punch, an incomplete punch all around, but what we have is a beautiful corner here that matches exactly. And that is what these frame punches do. They give you these beautiful corners. Okay, so now our next step is to cut off this excess 1-inch piece that's down on the bottom and the 1-inch piece that's down up at the top. Okay, so I'm going to put my paper into my trimmer and I'm going to put that at the 1-inch mark. Okay, so I'm going to line up where my punch stopped punching. And I'm going to have that piece right here where my punch stopped punching. That is going to go on my cut line. And this one is about at the 1-inch mark. And now I'm going to start my cutting down here where the punch stopped punching. Okay, and you can just roll your trimmer blade down to, you see where the paper is. You see where the paper is on your trimmer, right here. When you turn your trimmer, you see on your trimmer the housing. There's a little white line on the housing. You want to start cutting where that white line and that piece is sticking out. So we're just cleaning that up. So we're not cutting off the frame that we just punched. We're just cutting off this excess piece here that we don't need. Okay, and then we're going to do exactly the same to the other side. So you can flip your paper over if you want, or you can do it up at the top. Line it up again to where your punch has stopped punching. It's about the 1-inch mark for this particular one. Some of the other punches are a little bit deeper, so it's wherever the punch has stopped punching. It's this intersection right here. And you want to put that at the cut line. Line your cutting blade up at that where that paper is protruding right there. So the white line on your housing is matching up with the line that is extending out. And now you've cut off that other piece. Okay, so now you have a complete, we've cut off the 2 extra pieces that were hanging out at the top and the bottom. Our next step is to switch the blades in our trimmer, and we are going to switch to the scoring blade. We have an orange scoring blade, and you can store all your blades under your trimmer. So I am using the orange scoring blade, and I'm going to just put that into my housing unit. And now what I'm going to do is I want to end up folding this piece over or folding it over this way. I think this one I'm going to fold over this way. So I'm going to line it up on the diagonal, and I'm going to line this piece here where my punch stopped punching, and this piece down here where the punch stopped punching, and I'm going to score it so that I can then flip my paper over and have a really nice crease on that line. Okay, so I'm going to take my frame, make sure it's facing to the right on the diagonal, and then just put it where the punch stopped punching, that's at the top of the cut line, and the punch stop punching at the bottom on your cut line. Use your scoring blade. And we're just going to score it. Now be careful if you do way too hard on the scoring blade. Sometimes you can cut it all the way through. We just want to have it so that it scores nicely, so that when we turn it over, we know exactly where to crease it. And we have a really, really nice crease. Okay, so that is the fold over part of this page. And now we're going to place that on our base. So you can get a base cardstock or another tonal paper. Okay, so and with this, what I want to do now is tape down my fold over. I'm going to tape down my fold over onto itself. Okay, and you see it's nice and really nice crease there with the scoring blade. And now I'm going to add it to my base here. And I'm going to center it. And isn't that funny? Just from us cutting off that edge there, you can center it at a 1/2 inch down and a 1/2 inch across on all three sides, because this other side is folded over. Now this is so versatile that you can put this frame any way that you want, unless you're using a paper that has a direction. And that's what I did here. I wanted to show you that you could have the frame punch go in any direction. There's no right or wrong way for your frame to go. It just makes it a fun page. Okay, so now I'm going to go and tape this down to my base. And a 1/2 inch in from your top and your bottom. And just use your mat on the outside. 1/2 inch in from your top and your bottom. Okay, so I think I'm going to go this way with this one. And now you can decorate it, or you can add mats. And I played around with many different sizes of photos here. Let me show you what I did. You can actually do 4x6s on here. You can do 4x4s, you can do 4x6s, you can overlap. But I didn't want to cover up this beautiful frame. So what I settled onto was the four squares. And the size that you need to make the 4 squares is a 3 3/4 square. So if you're going to make 4 squares, it's a 3 3/4 square on that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my trimmer. And I'm going to cut 4 3 3/4 squares. So we need the first cut at 3 3/4. Oops, change your blade back to the regular blade. And cut at 3 3/4. And then turn to the side, and you've got 3 3/4. And 3 3/4. And you need one more. I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4. And I just need one more. And there you go. Okay, so this now can get placed on my design, and I can fit 4 3.5-inch photos right on here. Or if you have one big 5x7, you can put one big one right in the middle. Okay, and then you're ready to decorate your page. So if you have any decorations, you can put them at the corner. You can do a border. This one I'm going to add go back to the spider web. This was from Happy Hauntings. I'm going to put a nice spider on that web. And the Happy Haunting on there. So that is the technique for tonight. So this is the Happy Haunting. Let me show you the other side. I did do double page spreads with these. This is that one with that goes with it. Tell me which one you like the best. If you could please comment in the videos, that definitely helps me on the videos. This is with the winter. This is with the snowflake frame punch. And you see, I don't have them matching. I have different borders on the top and the bottom. That's perfectly fine. And then this one is a Christmas one with the damask flourish punch with the fold over. So I hope you enjoyed the technique. Any frame punch will do this technique. It's a fold over technique with the frame punch. Thanks a lot. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Bev DeBono Designs. And I usually post a video every week. Bye-bye.